I'm Mike Bibby.
I'm Ty Ellis.
I'm Eddie House, host of the Straight Game Podcast.
Each week we're bringing you real,
raw conversations about sports,
life, and family.
We already linked with Fat Joe, Baron Davis, Jamal Crawford.
Man, we just getting started.
Tap into Straight Game wherever you get your podcasts.
You can also watch all episodes on YouTube.
Welcome to Straight Game Pod. We here with the one and only LaRussell. You understand me? The Bay Area's finest right now. I'm Eddie House host, Mike Bibby, Ty Ellis. We're going to jump right into it. Right? Okay. From Vallejo, California, the Bay Area. Yeah, you understand me? We pop collars, you know what I mean? You know how we do out here.
Side on it. That's
Hey, listen though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm out the trunk. That shit was bunk. You understand me? Come on, man. You know, come on. Stop fucking with us.
See, Ty, Eddie loved this. Eddie been popping his collar every show. We've been doing the same shit.
I've been popping my collar from
every
since Ricky Henderson. He was the original collar popper in the Bay. So I've been popping my collar since I was, knee high to a fly thigh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But real spill though, man. I'm gonna just jump right into it with you, man. I tapped in with you through DM a long time ago through Instagram just to be like, hey, man, I love your movement. I love how you doing it. And I love everything what you bring to the culture. Number one, what you bring it to the youngsters as well. You know what I'm saying? You bring positivity. You're not bringing no negativity. It's about having fun. It's almost like the Thiz movement again, but in your way. You understand me? Coming from Vallejo, right? So many rappers, E40, Selly Cell, Mac Mall, it's so many of them out there. You know what I mean? Who was your influence and what made you want to go in this direction with music?
Man, all of them you name, of course, Mac Dre.
Yeah, for sure. My bad. Mac Dre, salute.
Nicotina, all of them. Like, my mama really kind of raised me up on old school Bay Area mob music, the 3 Times Crazy and Delinquents and Richie Rich and all of that shit. So just having that melting pot and that sauce. And then when I would go with my pops, I hear Hove and Busta Rhymes and Kanye and, a whole DMX is a whole different wave. So I came up on everything, a good melting pot of music from the new shit to old school to soul, and it just helped create, what it is. And when you from Vallejo, like, Vallejo is an epicenter of the Bay. Like, it's about 3 cities in the Bay that really contribute to, like, the culture in terms of, like, how we talk, how we walk, or sweat. The reason we pop our you feel me? A lot of that shit come out the V. Like, Mac Dre and 40 is responsible for a lot of the way that we communicate and how we move out here. So just being in the epicenter of it, you get so much sauce just from growing up in it.
So, LaRussell, I'm a fan of yours. I saw your shit a long time ago. I even said it to Eddie, like, Eddie, look at this kid from out the Bay. You know what I mean? So the song West Side, go live, baby. And the girl on the skates is killing it, man. So I saw your stuff a long time ago, and you kind of like made a push, like so quick, like on the social media. You are a monster on that. How did it happen so quick for you like that?
Man, that shit wasn't quick at all.
It seemed like it because when I saw it, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the followers. Now you're over 1 million. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So before you weren't over 1 million. So I'm like, damn, who is this kid?
This last year really just the last 2-3, it really started ramping up. But like, I dropped my first official project in 2018. Oh, and wow. I didn't really have a big viral moment till 2021. And, in about 2021, I probably got up to like 100,000 or so of the freestyles and shit. But I had to just, man, it's been a slow grind and me just consistently making dope content and pieces that y'all see. Like the shit with the girl with the skates, these are just ideas that we keep coming up with. I'll find dope people and shoot shit, but just marketing and advertising and being consistent. Like, you know, just for me to market my shit, I spend like 50, 60 grand a month just on Instagram ads, not no other platform, just making sure if some shit go viral on there, everybody see it. And it's just been year after year, you know, I keep making new moments and want to hit here, want to land here, and then it lead to a tiny desk, it lead to a festival, but it's just been a slow build and grind.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever any time that you felt like, damn, am I doing the right thing? You know, because you say it was a slow grind. And that's the one thing, a slow hustle be no hustle, right? We all know
You hear
that.
me?
And, you know, the one thing that we know is like instant gratification is Instagram, is social media and all the platforms that they have. Was there ever a time where you was like, because I was listening to you talk about you had you was working a 9 to 5 at one point, right? You was putting in extra hours, you was going overtime, you know, you 14-hour days, and then you had to have time for yourself. Was there ever a moment where you was like, man, is this what I need to keep pushing on? And was there somebody else back there elevating you and pushing you towards that as well as your own mind? You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, still to this day, nigga. Every day is a challenge. You know, it's some days still today that I get up and I'm like, damn, should I have taken that deal then? Should I have done this way? Am I on the right path? Does it make sense for me to do this? You know, some days I wake up and I feel like I should be further than I am, but you know, I gotta settle into myself, and I know I'm exactly where I work to be. So if I want to be further, then I gotta work harder. You feel me? But man, I've been in that position consistently since I started my journey because, like I said, it's a slow grind. Some years, social media makes things appear larger than they are. It's like a rear view mirror. You know, it's like, man, that shit ain't that big. It just looks like that through socials. But when you on the real side of it and you got to pay your staff and your faculty and your facility and you got to renovate your mom's crib and shit go wrong here, you got to pay for it. It's a lot. It's not just like, oh, a nigga going viral and that is in exchange for money. You got to figure out how to monetize that virality for it to even make sense monetarily.
Yeah. You know, in our culture, sports and music is kind of our way out. So
Yeah.
when was that moment that you knew this could be that moment, I mean, that opportunity for you to make something special for you and your family? What age were you?
Man, that came late. I really, when I was growing up, I didn't, I didn't think that like, I just didn't see successful niggas. Like I didn't see famous niggas and niggas who made it. I didn't think that shit
Right.
was. I never grew up being wishful like I'm gonna make it and be a successful rapper. None of that shit. I didn't think of it like that. You know, there was a point I went back to college because I was like, damn, I'm gonna just get a business degree because, you know, I was always a little smarter and I know how to make shit shake, but I didn't really have that foresight because I didn't witness it or experience it around me. But when I finally dropped my first project in 2018, I started just getting a little traction. And one moment that really hit for me, my pops had gave my CD to the UPS man at the time. And one day I'm outside in the garage just working. This nigga pull up and stop the truck and hop out and was like, "What the fuck was that you gave me?" And his energy about the music and how it made him feel was just like, man, we got something, you know. And from there I did my first show and we just I just kept hitting the nail.
Mm-hmm. So look, give us. You promote yourself a lot, right? Give us some of the things, like on deals that came to you that a lot of people don't see. The people think like, oh, they come to deals. The deals are always right. You've been promoting yourself. Give us kind of some stories about how they came to you with deals and what they try to get out of you out of deals that you didn't like.
Man, one of the first offers I got was for $10,000. And at the time, I was just starting to go viral. So it's like I wasn't having hella money, but I was creating motion to where I could sell hoodies and shit. So it's like I could make 10,000. So I felt really disrespected at the time because I was like, I ain't worth $10,000. But it didn't come. Nobody gave me the knowledge of like, well, this 10 is just for you to go put in your pocket and build some more, but we're going to give you a marketing budget here and we're going to put this much into this. You know, I just seen the number and was like, man, that shit don't make no sense. So from there, I start studying a bit more and I'm like, okay, what is in advance for? What is recoupment? What am I going to owe if I take this money? And shortly after that, I had got like an offer from Rock Nation, which was a lot a lot more money, but the initial offer I received was no money. It was just like a $15,000 discretionary fund. And during this time, like I say, I'm going up. So I'm like, that
What's
shit.
what's a discretionary fund? What's
Yeah.
that?
A discretionary fund is an amount of money they allocate for you to use at your discretion. So basically, they'll give you a marketing budget, and then they'll say, "Here, you can have this discretionary fund. So if you don't like what we doing with the money, you could take this and do whatever you feel like you should do with it." But that's all that was in it. There was no advance, no marketing fund, no nothing else. So when I end up going into the office and asking them, like, where the money, like, if the deal was for like 4 projects and there was no money, then they end up coming back with a contract that had money attached to it. That was like, damn, I wish y'all would have presented this first, because I would have been more open. But at that point, I felt like they was trying to play with me, so I kind of walked away from that. I've gotten offers from Def Jam that was like, start making a little more sense, but it was like, I don't want to give away my catalog. I spent years building this catalog that pays me and my family. Why would I come give it to you for this sum of money? Instead, let's make new music, or it'll have a 360 clause, which isn't a bad thing. Like, a lot of people hear 360 deals, and today, because niggas don't explain it properly, people like, man, never signed a 360, but I don't agree with that. I think if somebody is giving you the capital to build your business, they should make money off your business with you. But it has to come with the explanation that makes sense. So, I wasn't able to find terms there that really made sense for what I was doing. And I just kept kind of building it. And I found a distro partner, NVIDIA, and they gave me some money to just make songs and release them however I wanted to. So I did a distro deal. I did a deal early with Russ for a project where he was like, man, I'll give you some paper to just build and we'll do a project together. So I've just kind of wiggled and navigated the business, and I still haven't done a major deal. And to this day, I'm completely independent now. I have no ties because I just haven't really found a system that makes sense or aligns with what I wanted. And I'm happy about that because I was able to build I have 35 albums, and all of these albums, every song pays out, a certain percent, and I could give it to my family, my daughter, my homies who help, and I own all that shit. So now I've been able to leverage my catalog and build shows, and so it's been good that I didn't take any of those early deals, but none of my early deals really came with the insight and info that I needed. I had to go learn all that shit.
I like how because it's going to segue right into my next question for you, my brother. Because the backyard, you know what I mean? The backyard, right? You doing this shit out like you say, out the trunk, right? That's really, that's really like out the trunk, but you out the backyard with it. And so you ain't taking none of these deals. You like, fuck that. How did you come up? Because I mean, that shit, not only on top of not only how dope this shit is, right? And what you doing, but you be I see you put the youngsters on too.
Yeah.
Richie Rich broke his knee up there. I see Rich fucked around and broke his knee out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
He kept going though. He kept going
he
too.
was down there. He was still going. He was still with it though. That's town business. He's still moving with it. But what I'm saying is, like, what came about to where you was like, you know what? This is an idea. This is what nobody has ever done. And then how did it start at first? Was you doing that for free and just having people come through? And then, or like a backyard party, charging $5, $10 here and there, have some Kool-Aid in the back or whatnot. You know what I mean? How did that work?
Man, initially it wasn't even as deep as like an infrastructure thing. I was doing a show in Oakland, and the owner, it's funny, I just talked to the owner yesterday, and I was telling him, like, I had to thank him because I was like, the reason I built my backyard is because, nigga, you made me feel like, nigga, I wasn't welcome. You feel me? But I had a show in Oakland at New Parish, and it was one of my first Proud to Pay shows. I was like, man, I'm going to let people pay whatever they want. And the owner called me like the day before, and he was just like, man, I don't know if this going to work. I'm taking a risk with you, and hella negative energy and shit. And I was just like, I didn't like that nigga being able to just affect my energy and my mood going into the show. And it ended up being a successful show, but the feeling just made me sour. And I was like, man, I don't ever want to have to ask another nigga to use their shit or to say it's okay for me to do what I want to do for my journey. So that very next day, I went and told my moms and pops, I'm like, I'm going to flip the backyard and we're going to throw shows back there. I had the contract in the very next day. We digging up dirt, moving over wheelbarrows and shit. The first show was for my mom's birthday. I had just did it small. We sold a few tickets. It was mostly family, and we was like, man, this is something we're going to go after. The first one was light, probably like 80 90 people, half was families. I probably sold like 50 tickets. After that one, every single one been sold out. It just became like a big, it's huge now culturally, you feel me? And the marketing does itself. Like Sada Baby ended up coming, and Juvie and Rich, and we've had so many different people come to the backyard now that it just kind of cultivated itself.
Who's
You know
the
what,
little,
bro?
who's the little white girl that you have on stage all the time?
Oh, she was killing it.
Yeah, I know.
She going hard.
Yeah, that's a little, and man, her family was crazy. I did a show at home like in 2019, and she ended up coming on stage and rapping a song. I forgot all about it, but her family been supporting and coming to shows for years. So they end up being at that show, and she was like, she want to rap, and we brought her up, and it's crazy. Ever since then, me and her family is hella cool. We go play pickleball and shit, and and it's like it's real community. Like I'm really at home. I'm not a nigga who made it and I be everywhere else. I'm really at home. So we've been able to really build and foster a real community here.
And that's what I was going, my bad, Ty. I was going to ask you about that because when you first started cracking off the music and stuff, was the neighbors like, hey man, what you doing back there with all that? Or did they just be like, nah, we moving with your movement because we see what you're trying to do?
We've been on my block the longest since I was 4.
Okay.
So we got seniority. So everybody who come in is like, they know what them niggas on. This is what we do. And really, it's like, it's dope because the neighbors be coming to the shows. They be on the fence. I get a kids merch and shit. Like, it's really, they really get to grow up with a nigga who they see on the news and on TV and shit, which we ain't never experienced no shit like that. So it's really just love.
Right.
You know what, man? You mentioned your mom and pops a lot. And in our industry and our culture, the typical rapper comes from the hood. No mom and daddy, ... sold drugs, did whatever. But talk about the influence of you having both of your parents and how you specifically rap to a different demographic of people, but everybody rock with you. Like from the dope dealers to the two-parent guys. But you mentioned your mom and pops a lot, bro. Like, talk about that.
Man, I feel like I'm the common median representation that's unspoken for.
Yeah, talk. Yeah.
I grew up in the same hood, on the same block, experiencing all the same shit. I'm just the nigga who had 2 parents. The one across the street had his dad. The one down the street had just his mom. That's common in every fucking hood.
Yeah.
My thing is like, I just don't hide it. To me, it's cool. You feel me? I learned how to hustle from my pops. If I ain't had my pops, I wouldn't have had a hustle I had. The reason a nigga could get up and I'm gonna go 12 hours is because my pops conditioned me young. I used to have to get up, go with him to San Jose to the flea market to go get what we need to get for him to do what he do. So I was in the hustle early. My mom's is like comedic and personality and just like she's the most free-spirited nigga I've ever met in my life. You feel me? So the blend of both is just it made me, that melting pot made me. And like I say, I just represent the niggas that I feel like we see every day that I grew up with that you just don't get to experience on the hip hop spectrum. Everybody either hella hard or hella rich or hella this. And I'm like, man, I'm just the nigga that I am, that you feel me? I go on walks in my neighborhood and I see niggas like me often because we there. We grow up there too. We just not represented in the media side as much, or niggas don't claim it or show it. But for me, it ain't nothing to hide or run from. Like, I like standing in the fact that I'm myself.
That's dope.
That's exactly what I love the most about you, bruh, is when I first started listening to your music, it was positive, party, have a good time, comfortable in your own skin. I'm not trying to be hard.
It was different.
I'm not trying to promote no gangsterism. I'm not trying to promote no violence. We all could kick it. We could all, I hate to say it like that, like the Rodney King shit. Can't we all just get along type shit? But you feel what I'm saying though? Like, no, but it's real. That's the energy that you kick off. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I tapped in the first time. I was like, man, if you could look at it, we could pull it up. I was like, man, I love your energy, young brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. Keep doing what you're doing, because that's the type of music I want my kids to listen to. They ain't got to listen to this drill music. You know what I'm saying? The kill, kill, kill. You go outside, you already got your back against the wall, you dig? You know what I'm saying? And you go outside and now you trying to put somebody else back against. Let's go outside and be like, man, what's happening?
You know what's
salute
dope?
to you.
I realized that I was filling the void that, I never was trying to purposely fill or didn't even realize was necessary. And now, like, when I go do a show, I see 5-year-olds and I see 65-year-olds and I see white, black, Mexican, and Filipino, every race, every age in one space celebrating music. And I ain't never witnessed that. Usually it's like if you go to a concert on some bass shit, like you gonna see a certain demo. You
Oh,
don't see 5-year-olds,
mm-hmm.
5-year-olds, and 30-year-olds. Like families come to my show, granny, mama, child, grandchild type shit. And we ain't seen that in so long. I got to experience that, and everybody feels safe and comfortable. And it just made me realize how necessary that was. Like it was a void that was missing. I got fans who come, with their mom and shit, and it just make me smile because I never went to a concert with my pops.
Right.
I didn't have that experience, but they get that shit through my music.
Can I say this? They not celebrating the music, my brother. They celebrating you. And we gonna celebrate you for bringing that, and that void that was needed to be filled. It's you that's doing it, and so that's the reason why you are who you are. You doing what you doing, and it don't matter if it's a 5-year-old, like you said, or a 65-year-old. We all feel that, and we all understand that, and you doing something positive, and man, trust me, we love that shit. I love that shit, my brother. Believe that for sure.
Yeah.
Attitude.
So talk about COVID. When COVID, everybody was locked down, you were grinding hard through COVID. To kind of take us through that process of you when everybody's locked down in COVID, how you started doing all your stuff.
Man, crazy as shit. 2019, right before COVID hit, we was getting so much momentum. I had wrote like a project for one of my homies and it started moving and we was doing more show. The end of 2019, we had a meeting and we was like, nigga, we finna turn this bitch up 2020. I'm finna do this. I started booking venues and shows. Nigga, 2020 hit by like February, March. They announced that shutdown. I said, nah, this shit just gonna be a week. We good. Man, that shit hurt. A nigga had to pivot and figure it out. And man, during that time, one of my homies ended up getting like this shop, that they were working out of. And she was like, man, you could just use the shop for whatever you need. And I start shooting like content in there. And the first piece of content I shot was for a song called Do That Little Dance. I had dropped an album called Field Effect 2. And I released it the next day and it went viral. And it was just like viral back then. It wasn't even really viral. I just thought it was viral then. How small I was, you feel me? But I was like, man, I'm finna start having all the other artists in the region do these. Fuck it. So I start booking a bunch of different artists and we start viral. I'll get a song. We'll go do, like, it's a famous clip. It's a clip from the Bay with Young Barry and them doing So Mobby in front of the Giants Stadium. Mm-hmm. That's shot by me and my company. Like, niggas ain't even know I was rapping then. I was the nigga behind the camera putting shit together, doing a production.
Wow. Damn.
So my platform started growing through that. And then 2021, my clip finally really went viral. I did the freestyle in front of like this flower wall and we just in the shop broke. Made that shit happen and it started moving and Russ seen it and Johnny Shipes and Hovain sent it to Charlemagne and Wallow posted it and that really just blew shit up and opened the door. And man, we ain't stopped since. So yeah, I was really just in the shop working and building. We ended up losing that shop and my mom was like, y'all should just use the garage. We ended up setting up a projection screen in the garage and I did another 100, 200 sessions from there. And I just kept building. I kept on hitting it.
Mm. Yeah, LaRussell, so growing up, were you a hooper? You play football, or what's your sport of choice right now?
Right now, I would say like tennis.
Hey, look, he threw a curveball.
Like, nigga, I grew up outside, so it's like you got to play everything. Whenever ball come outside is what you got to play.
So where did tennis come from?
Man, I had more recent, like when I got older, one of the homies was just like, hey, come play tennis with me. And I went and I played and I was like, damn, I kind of fuck with this shit. And then like recently, my partner grandpa played tennis and shit, so I'll go out there and then I play with my daughter and her mom. And it's just like as a stress relief sport, it's just a good and it takes a certain level of like skill. It don't matter how strong you are, how fast you are. It's like if you don't know what you're doing, it just ain't gonna happen for you. You feel me? Yeah. So it's just
you did mention pickleball.
Yep.
All right.
Pickleball. I like to bike. I love getting on the bikes and riding around, hiking and shit. But yeah,
You said
early
hiking?
life, yeah.
Bro, you know every stereotype for a rapper you just like threw out the window.
Right? I tried to intentionally to let niggas know that we multiversal.
I love it.
Hey, the only thing you left out, I was thinking you finna say, diving. Nigga, a high diver.
No, we don't do water, Eddie.
yeah.
Tell us some game you got for some upcoming artists coming out from where you from, or just in general.
Man, I just told one of the little homies, because he was like, he coming up and he making music, and I'm like, bro, if you want to stand out, you got to put paint where it ain't.
Yeah.
That's an old saying that people don't really know what it means, but it's like, nigga, if the house is green and I go get green paint and I paint over it, ain't nobody gonna know because it was already green. But let a nigga put some black on there, it's gonna be like, who came and put this here? You feel me? If you want to get people attention and you want to stand out, you got to do something new. You got to put paint where it ain't. But as long as you doing what everybody else doing, ain't no reason. You feel me? There's no reason for y'all to interview a nigga who doing the same thing 100 other rap niggas doing. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right. Hey,
Bro,
hey, paint
that
where
was
it
a
ain't,
bar.
y'all understand that's some old base shit too, man.
I know.
Hey, you understand me? Yeah, feel me? I knew exactly where you was going with it off rip. As soon as you said, I was like, okay, let me look at their faces. They was like, what do you mean by
Nah,
that?
I didn't know. I'm from Texas, man. We're a little slow, man.
Hey, but look though, on top of what after you giving the up and coming artists what they need to know and shit like that, what is there an artist that's up and coming that ain't out yet, or an artist that is out yet, or an artist that had passed that you wish that you could work with? If you had one particular artist that you could say, man, I would love to get in the booth with Blood and then we get down.
Right now, I'm gonna say Doechii. I think Doechii is like the tightest new artist coming right now. She could really spit and she could sing, and it's real. Like her grind is authentic. Like a lot of the new rappers, I be unimpressed. Like, nigga, I can't sit in the room and just lie and let niggas believe this shit tight. I'm a nigga who was like, bro, we all know this shit ass. You feel me? But Doechii is really tight and it's authentic and it feels real and genuine, and that's what I'm about.
Can you shout her? You just shout her out, but now for those that don't know who she is, give us a little background on her.
Man, Doechii, she a new signee over at TDE, and they've been building her. Man, the best way to consume her is go to Tiny Desk. She just had a dope ass Tiny Desk after mine, and she killed it. And she black, and it's just authentic and real, and she feel like somebody that we grew up with, that we knew walking around the neighborhood. It's not no superstar shit like where this person come from. She just feels like a real human.
He said he said he can't just sit in there and lie.
Cause y'all know niggas will come playing some shit and it's like, bro, we all gonna act like this hard. We all just gonna act like this hard.
Yeah.
See, Mike trying to start some shit because I know Mike. Mike trying to start some shit because I'm gonna say Ty be sitting here lying talking about the European basketball motherfuckers is better than the NBA. That's what Mike wanted me to do. Look at his face. I know Mike. I know how you be getting
I ain't
down,
got to stir
Mike.
controversy up with y'all two. It's gonna start anyway. I stay out the way.
You know what,
Stay out the
Russell?
way.
You full of
We
shit,
was
Mike.
doing so good, bro. We was just vibing. Like your energy alone. I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Eddie, you right,
It
brother.
wasn't
You
the
see
banana
how
in the
you see the energy of the Russell, bro?
It wasn't.
I mean,
I was just fucking around because I know Mike was trying to make me fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I've been around him too long. I know Mike forever, so that's his little tactic move right there. Ty, we cool, brother.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate
Black
you.
Fist, man. Shit,
Yo,
you know what I mean?
LaRussell, how difficult is it to be authentic in an industry that's full of fake? You know, you are. I saw you doing this freestyle, and you're using nigga. Let's just say it. But the way you used it is different than it wasn't aggressive. It was more of a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? How is it difficult to be authentic in this business?
I think it's only difficult if you wish to be something you're not. So for me, it's easy because I wake up as me. So the same nigga I wake up as is the nigga that all y'all get to meet. But when some of these niggas go into meetings and they try to portray something they not or who they not, then it becomes difficult. But for me, I'm like, take it or leave it. It's either you like this LaRussell or you don't. And if you don't, I got somewhere else to be.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're supposed to be. Because otherwise, how you look in the mirror to yourself? You act over here portraying being somebody else that somebody
a lot
wants
of
you to
people
be.
do it.
They do it every day.
A lot of people do it.
A lot of people do it, but I don't know how they do it, man. That'd be hard for me to wake up in the morning and look at myself as somebody different and then put on a whole costume and go outside and act a certain way and then come back home and peel that off.
Sometimes when you do it so much, you convince yourself that you're that and you become it in a way to where it becomes easier to live with. It's like some niggas they lie so much that they believe they own lie.
Yeah.
So with that being said, okay, and this ain't asking nobody to be no hater or nothing like that, but what right now about the game of rap? Because we could talk about what we don't like in the game of basketball right now because we did it. We've been there, you know what I mean? Ty played, Mike played, I played. You in the rap business, you in the rap game. What is it right now in the rap game that you look at and you like, man, I just really don't like this shit. I don't like this movement that's going on. Not to be on no hater shit, but just your natural and your real feelings.
I just don't like niggas being complicit in negativity or destructive behavior or shit that we just know ain't right for our culture or our kids. You feel me? Like we all have a due diligence as humans to protect the next generation and our kids and just the niggas around us. And when a nigga come around on some shit that's like, when I was a young nigga pull you to the side. And I'm still the kind of nigga that pull my niggas to the side when shit like, nah, that ain't it. That's not what we own. You feel me? That ain't cool. That don't look tight. That's not the type of shit we talk about and we promote to the world. You feel me? But we don't have nobody doing that or taking that role no more. Everybody just cool with it and bouncing and nodding. It's like, when somebody gonna step up and be like, nah, nigga, that's not what we own.
Do you get that from your pops and your mama? That's what that is right there, man. You was raised right. Salute to your mom and your daddy for,
You know what's crazy?
What?
They ain't even from them niggas. Nigga, they had their period a while and doing this shit. Like, I've gotten to a point at a human, and me and my parents talk about this shit. I've gotten to a point at a human where it exceeds beyond what I was taught and conditioned as. Like, I had my pops and my moms, but both of them had they times and shit that's like, nigga, that wasn't right. You feel me? So it's like I've developed as a human to have my own set of morals and standards that make sense in the line for me and what I want for my life that's beyond them, you feel me? And that's just the point I'm at now. Certain shit is like, that's not what we own, nigga, and it's not cool.
Yeah. So we've gotten the invite, fellas, from LaRussell to do a straight game pod in his backyard.
We gonna
find a date.
like,
We there.
Yeah.
For me personally, this has been one of the top 3 interviews that we've had, bro. I think you dope as hell. And from an old head who really, I'm so loyal to my music from back in the day. It's extremely refreshing to hear you spit. I love your energy. Thank you for being a part of the Straight Game Pod. On behalf of Eddie and Mike, bro, we are extremely grateful, bro, and we look forward, bro, to doing that next Straight Game Podcast in your backyard.
We're going to be there for sure.
Hey, keep doing your thing.
They heard it here first. Y'all got to keep y'all word.
Hey, for sure. Man, for sure. We there, man. We there. Really appreciate you. Nothing but love, man. You know what it is.
Keep
yes,
doing
sir.
Your thing,
Salute,
man.
baby.
Gratitude, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Already.
Trey Gang.